feels fitting to talk about Cardi B right now.
Why are we talking about Cardi B?
Well, the submarine went down about a week ago, was it?
Yeah.
And, one of our listeners,
shout out to my man Dre, you know what I mean? Hit me with a link and asked me, will LHRC be discussing this? And I'm like, what is this? And then a link came, and it was Cardi B scolding the son of one of the people on the submarine because while his parent was being searched for, this is before they announced deaths and implosions and all that crap.
He was at a Blink 182 concert.
He was at a Blink 182 concert having a blast. And Cardi B scolded him.
Yeah. That's what she did.
And so one of our, my dude, one of our listeners, my co-host on More Than One Pod, and my guy, he asked me, are we going to discuss this? And so we're trying to give the people what they want. And so, yeah, Cardi B, she has some things to say. And she basically told him, yo, dude, I'm paraphrasing, but she basically said, come on, son, you out partying and having a great time while the world is worried and your dad might be dying. And he responded. And he basically said, I went out to distract myself. Calm down.
That's not all he said. He said...
Oh, yeah, I was paraphrasing. Oh, you found it?
Yeah, he said, what a POS... Oh, what a piece of shit, trashy celeb. And then put Cardi B trying to get clout off me and my family suffering. Sir!
Young man.
They
said, young man.
Young man.
All right. YMCA in this mofo. Cardi B. All right, listen. Let's be clear. Cardi B has her own McDonald's meal. Cardi B is an international star. Cardi B has a deal with OnlyFans. And probably lots of other shit that I'm not even privy to knowing.
And way down at the bottom of the list, Cardi B is also married to a guy in one of the biggest rap groups right now.
I'm about to say ever.
Well,
the Migos are one of the biggest groups ever. Whether you like them or don't like them.
I mean, I like the Migos.
We got to respect them.
No, sure. I just, I try to say my words with a grain of salt because, sometimes...
Oh, I don't like the Migos, and I have no problem saying that, but you got to put respect on niggas' names.
I actually enjoy the Migos as like a fun group. Like, I'm not listening to them for, some insane bars or anything like that. But if you want to have a good time, you can turn on the Migos and have a good time. Dance.
But regardless of how you feel, you have to put respect on their name. They're one of the biggest groups ever. And if you don't believe me, ask Billboard who put them in the top 20. Now... the point is, Cardi B does not need clout. Cardi B is a person who, if you don't know, young man, started as a person on Instagram. She was one of the first Instagram celebs, one of the biggest influencers ever. She created clout. She doesn't need clout from you and your family's quote-unquote tragedy. Young man, have all of the seats.
Right. He goes on to say, I went to a Blink 182 concert for coping rather than sitting at home and watching the news. Shame on you, Cardi. Get some class. And then he later said that Cardi B's most recent releases were trash and accused her of being desperate for attention.
No.
Cardi B does well on her own getting
Cardi
attention.
B is killing it.
She does not need this rich whoever for clout and recognition.
No.
Huh?
Now this I have to agree with. Now I have to be honest, at first I was a bit shocked to see that Cardi B chimed in on this. Mm-hmm. But to me that's not even the conversation anymore because look where you were at when your dad was dying.
Right.
If you believe they died, which is a whole nother conversation for a different podcast, but that's not here nor there.
We just talk about that off pod.
Sure. But
I didn't consider that.
Anywho.
I hadn't considered that, but now that you've said that, a million things just went through my mind that make me think that could be true.
A million little things.
Yeah.
And
Like,
yeah.
wow, what a light bulb moment. Now I'm like, wait.
And that's why I'm the sexual intellectual.
Because oh my gosh, this would make for such a good documentary. I can't wait for that to come out.
I'm sure.
I know that's obnoxious to say, but I think that's a lot better than all the people who laughed at these people who died. I understand people being stupid, but I also don't think that I can laugh at people for dying. I don't.
On the road to riches and diamond rings, billionaires do dumb things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But back to the topic. I think Cardi's right. I think if your parent is in peril, you probably should not be out at a Blink-182 concert.
Especially also, if you're a high-profile person and your parent is a high-profile person.
Also, very random that you're at a Blink-182 concert. Also, what's that? PSS?
Mm-hmm. No, PPS, actually.
PPS?
People always think it's the S's that get duplicated. It's actually the P, because it's postscript and postscript.
And you always want more P's.
Because your coochie pink and your booty hole brown.
Alright. What do you think about all of this? Cardi B and Billionaire's son. I gotta be honest real quick before you jump in. When I saw the tweets or whatever the exchange, I was thinking, maybe he's not cool with his pops.
Well, that was also...
Maybe that's why he's out partying.
Yeah.
He like, I'm about to be rich in this bitch. Hey! Shots. Who wants shots tonight? Shots on me. Shots on me.
I mean, that was always in my mind that...
Because I feel like we all got that one family member.
Right. And
who, if you heard they was in the submarine possibly dying, you might go to a Blink-182 concert.
And sometimes it's your parent. I'm not saying it's mine, but sometimes it's your parent. Like, that is a real thing. I think that some people don't have a concept of that. Some people don't realize that there are people who don't... There are people who don't get along with their children. There are people who don't get along with their parents. That is a real thing. That is actually, dare I say, normal. Like, it's not that far-fetched that a parent and child have a strained relationship, right? So, I don't think that Cardi B is wrong in what she says. Stop. I don't think that Cardi B is wrong in what she said. However, Cardi B did stick her nose in something that had nothing to do with her.
Sure.
So, and
she's right.
And I don't agree with with anything he said. I just want to be
speaking about the optics.
Right.
Just looking at the way it looks.
It doesn't look good. And I just said...
Somebody's like, yo, Jay, your parent is on their deathbed. And I'm like, yo, I'm at this J. Cole concert going crazy right now.
Right. And
that looks like, son.
No, I agree. I agree with everything she said. I'm just saying that... And I disagree with the way he spoke about her. Because what he said didn't even hold any weight.
It did not. Maybe
if he would have said something else. But... Who cares if you didn't like Cardi B's last few releases?
Let me let you know, sir, young man.
Millions did.
They did well.
Right, like it doesn't.
They did well. And the one that's gonna drop soon, it's gonna do well.
It's gonna do well also.
Because her music is highly anticipated.
And it could be shit, and it would still do well.
Cause her pussy holes
pink. And
is that the lyric?
Her coochie and my coochie pink.
See, that's why I don't do these things. Let's move on.
Pound Town. Just left Pound Town. Yo, leaving Pound Town though.
Oh, have you heard the whole song?
I tried not to.
Oh, you gotta hear the whole song.